Just ahead on CTV News.
Lawyers representing Kilmar Abrego Garcia and the defense team representing the United States are back in court today. I'm Bryce Parker. We'll be giving you all the details from inside of the hearing coming up on CTV News.
Plus, a police barricade in Seat Pleasant following a fatal shooting. And it's graduation day. We meet the first round of county graduates. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for May 16th. I'm Marquette Shepard.
And I'm Katara Jones. Thanks for joining us. A suspect is in custody after a deadly shooting and barricade situation in Seat Pleasant. Officers responded to the 6400 block of Gregg Street after reports of a shooting. Seat Pleasant declared a barricade situation with one male believed to be inside the home. County police confirmed the case developed into a deadly shooting investigation, and nearby residents were told to shelter in place. Police say a man was taken into custody and the shelter in place has been lifted. This is an active investigation, and we will bring you updates as it develops.
A bombshell report reclassifies dozens of police restraint deaths as homicides in Maryland. On Thursday, the results of a years-long audit on the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner were announced in a joint press conference. The report says between 2003 and 2019, the office undercounted cases of in-custody homicide, especially when the decedent was Black and when law enforcement was involved. An executive order from Governor Wes Moore directs the Attorney General's office to work with states' attorneys, reviewing evidence and determining if cases should be reopened. But Attorney General Anthony Brown stressed the reclassification does not mean criminal culpability.
And I want to be clear, labeling a death a homicide by the OCME means a decedent died because of another person's action. It does not mean those actions rose to the level of criminal liability or culpability for those involved in the decedent's death. It does not mean the officers involved can or should be prosecuted. But it does mean the Office of the Attorney General will do whatever is necessary to help the families of those who have lost loved ones get the answers and justice that they deserve.
The Attorney General's office has opened a hotline for anyone to contact if you believe your loved one was impacted by the audit. The hotline and the full audit report is available at marylandattorneygeneral.gov.
Another hearing for the wrongful deportation of Kilmar Abrego Garcia took place at the district courthouse in Greenbelt.
CTV's Bryce Parker is there with more.
Lawyers representing Kilmar Abrego Garcia and the defense team representing the United States government met again today in court. Elected officials who represent the state of Maryland in local and national governments all joined in support, anxiously awaiting updates in this case.
Bring him home! Bring him home! Bring him!
Chants and songs could be heard by supporters outside of the district courthouse today in Greenbelt, hoping to send a message to President Donald Trump that Kilmar Abrego Garcia has not been forgotten about.
The Supreme Court ruled months ago that it was time to bring him home. Donald Trump admitted in an interview that he had the power to bring him home, but he hasn't done it yet.
Their actions were unlawful and unconstitutional. They themselves admitted it was done in error. And yet, after clear court orders to bring him back, Kilmar is still not home.
Maryland leaders joined the family of Abrego Garcia, reassuring that the fight to bring Kilmar home is far from over.
We're going to keep fighting until he gets brought home, right?
That's right.
That's right, because it's the right thing to do. And yes, it's about one man, but it's also about the Constitution of the United States. Donald Trump needs to be reminded that he is not bigger than the Constitution. The president has to obey the orders of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has spoken here, and it's time for him to follow it and bring him home, right? Yes.
Inside the courtroom, the defense for the United States government defended their claim to use the state's secrets privilege, a request Judge Paulazinas has rejected due to insufficient grounds of use for this case, citing that there is no credible threat to the nation's foreign affairs. Lawyers representing Abrego Garcia pleaded with the defense to follow the judge's orders, which were to provide updates on Kilmar's status and the efforts done to facilitate his return. One thing to note from the hearing is that the defense is now stating that Kilmar's deportation was in fact lawful. Judge Zinnes was visibly and verbally in shock and confusion, as it was already ruled in multiple courts that his deportation was not lawful, which even the defense prior admitted in court that Kilmar's deportation was in error. Earlier in the hearing, Judge Paulazinas stated that the government's actions are actually inconsistent with their claim that they are doing everything in their power to comply with her orders. She even pointed to the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who stated that that illegal alien, referring to Kilmar Abrego Garcias, will never walk free in the United States. Reporting in Greenbelt, I'm Bryce Parker, CTV News.
Stay with CTV News as we continue to bring you updates into this developing story. And yesterday, the Supreme Court heard 3 cases, one of which was the Casa versus Trump case over birthright citizenship. Casa rallied outside of the Supreme Court, and supporters from across the country came to demonstrate the importance of the 14th Amendment protection.
One more voice, one more person, that will help push it towards the direction that we want to see it in.
Yeah, I mean, we really value diversity, and this seems very racist to us. Yeah. You know?
Stay with CTV News as we continue to follow this story as this case develops.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, often dubbed as Ice Barbie for her flashy media image, is now linked to a reality show pitch where immigrants compete for a fast track to U.S. citizenship. The proposed series, The American, would see contestants rolling logs in Wisconsin, rafting in Colorado, and building rockets in Florida, all leading to a swearing-in finale on the steps of the U.S. Capitol. Critics call it a mockery of the immigration process, but Noem's team says the pitch is still under review and not approved. DHS says it's just one of hundreds of proposals they vet each year.
Attorney General Anthony Brown joins a coalition of 18 attorney general that have filed a brief against 2 of President Donald Trump's executive orders targeting DEI and accessibility initiatives. The plaintiffs are challenging an order that directed federal agencies to end equity-related grants and programs. One of the orders that they are challenging encouraged the private sector to end their DEI programs. The attorneys general are a part of the brief say that DEI and accessibility programs are, quote, lawful and beneficial.
One credit rating firm is keeping Maryland's stellar AAA bond rating just days after another delivered a blow by downgrading the state's credit worthiness. Fitch Ratings reaffirmed the AAA rating on Thursday, even after Moody's downgraded the state to a AA1 rating. Maryland state leaders had blamed the rating drop on cuts and layoffs from the Trump administration. But Fitch noted that elevated liabilities for the state are being carefully managed and said Maryland's economy still benefits from its proximity to the nation's capital.
Governor Wes Moore has declared a state of emergency in response to devastating floods in western Maryland. He made the announcement Thursday afternoon during a visit to Allegheny County, one of the hardest hit areas after Tuesday's powerful storms. Moore says the move will speed up recovery efforts as crews continue to assess widespread damage, washed out roads, damaged homes, and utility outages. Some areas saw more than 5 inches of rain, triggering water rescues and evacuations, including over 200 students and staff from local schools. You're watching CTV News. I'm Katara Jones.
And I'm Marquette Shepard. Still to come, the creator and cast members of the Best Man franchise make a stop in the county.
That's right. And if you like your men, like your liquor, you don't want to miss this next story. Stay tuned.
We are the nation's largest integrated healthcare system, providing life-changing care to over 9 million veterans.
Our hands are busy, competent, skilled, healing, helping, and friendly. A place where diverse teams come together hand in hand to provide full patient-centered care. Working in state-of-the-art facilities with influential leaders in healthcare, all with a single goal in mind: to help veterans heal, recover, and get their lives back. In a place where everyone plays a part and where your efforts are truly appreciated. A place so innovative and forward-thinking that we're rebuilding hands, and where even robots lend a hand.
Join hands with us. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Our connections make powerful things happen, uniting individuals and communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action. With over 1 million members, we know what people can do when they come together. Around the world, generations of leaders build new friendships and solve problems, turning great ideas into reality. Take action with us. Find out more at rotary.org/action.
Hi, I'm the Big C. Hey, look at this beautiful couple. I knew as soon as I said that, I was like, don't say it, don't assume. Did you know more than 2 people die from skin cancer every hour?
Oh, man.
It's a bummer, but the good news is skin cancer is a cancer you can see, so you can go get checked. You can check each other regularly, make it romantic. Turns out I'm a matchmaking mirror. You're welcome. Love might be in the air.
Welcome back. Emergency responders are calling it a miracle after a 2-year-old boy survived a fall from the 15th-story apartment building. Yesterday afternoon, fire and rescue crews rushed to the Enclave Apartments in Silver Spring after getting a call about a toddler falling. Montgomery County Police say, thankfully, the bushes broke his fall and ultimately saved his life. Police did confirm that there were adults inside the home at the time of the fall. The investigation into this incident is still ongoing.
The board in charge of Maryland's Blueprint for the Future just signed off on a new plan to help tackle the teacher shortage. The state's education department will now team up with the Maryland Higher Ed Commission to expand teacher certification programs. It's a big move as schools across the state and the country continue to struggle with staffing. Earlier this year, the board warned that schools would need to hire around 12,000 more teachers to meet the new planning and collaboration time requirements. Lawmakers have since pushed back that deadline, but kept the funding in place to support the students.
Congratulations are in order as the first set of county high school seniors graduated this morning. This special set of students is a part of the Academy of Health Sciences at Prince George's Community College. I was at Showplace Arena as the young people greeted their loved ones after the ceremony.
Feeling really happy, like I know there's a lot of waiting in the future.
Happiness is in the air amongst the graduating class of the Academy of Health Sciences at Prince George's Community College. They are the first set of Prince George's County students to don their caps and gowns. One of those students is Haley Martinez Alcala. She's going to Notre Dame of Maryland University this fall to study radiological sciences.
I really am excited. It's kind of like you learn more and you get to experience new things with different people. I just can't wait for it. Nowadays, people are needed more in healthcare fields, especially with upcoming new technologies.
These bright scholars, which included 96 students, walked away with their high school diploma and an associate's degree from Prince George's Community College. Ganesh Shakaran, who's also first-generation American, earned a full ride to Bowie State University.
It feels phenomenal. You know, I'm an immigrant student, and especially like someone like my sister helped me very much through my high school career. So I feel like it's really meaningful for my parents and my family that, you know, I was able to accomplish them, and I'm really able to do this for them.
With big dreams of becoming a pharmacist, Carlos Pina Castello will also be heading off to college.
It was a lot of hard work, a lot of late nights studying, a lot of stressing and wondering if it was all worth it. But in the end, yeah, I'm really happy. I'm proud of everyone here and myself.
The seniors from Central High School also graduated today. Congratulations to the class of 2025.
And they're not just caregivers, they're lifelines. Foster parents across the D.C. region are being recognized for going above and beyond, and one local man is getting special honors. At its May meeting, the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments named the 2025 Foster Parents of the Year, recognizing caregivers from 10 local jurisdictions who go the extra mile for vulnerable youth. Among them, Prince George's County's Benjamin Bussey, who took in children considered hard to place due to serious behavioral challenges.
I grew up in a home that was broken, and so I didn't really have a strong support system, someone to look up to and to love me authentically and fully. So just wanted to be for someone else what I didn't necessarily have growing up. One of the youth that stayed with me had aspirations to go to college and never thought that they would. And so one of the things we worked on was getting them accepted and enrolled into one of the local universities. A home should be your sanctuary. And when a young person comes home, they should feel like they can be safe to be 100% who they are authentically and not have to hide themselves or from the occupants of that home.
Officials say foster parents like Bussey are vital in offering kids a lifeline during childhood's toughest moments.
Montgomery County Council gives a thumbs up to a $7.6 billion budget, with nearly half going to education. In a unanimous straw vote Thursday, council members backed $3.6 billion for schools without raising property or income taxes. Instead, they're using a one-time funding shift from the Retiree Health Benefit Trust Fund, something council leaders say they were hesitant about but felt was necessary for now. Council President Kate Stewart says the plan shows a strong commitment to education, public safety, and essential services. The final vote is set for May 22nd.
This Sunday, Councilmember Walla Blagay is headed to Las Vegas to attend the International Council of Shopping Centers conference. There, she plans to meet with national and international retailers interested in expanding right here in Prince George's County. Blagay says her top priorities are securing a grocery store for the Westphalia community and Glenwood Hills in Capitol Heights, and attracting a major economic driver to redevelop the 500-acre Six Flags site.
We want park amusement entertainment. If we had almost 3 decades of Six Flags Adventure World, Wild World that was very successful for decades, not just a couple months, not just a couple years, we tell them that this is, if they can make money, you can make money too. But our focus is clear. We want park amusement entertainment. We want something that would draw from the whole region. And we're going to be vigilant. That means that we can't just wait for people to come. We have to go to them, and we're doing that too.
So what would make hundreds of women line up for blocks in the blazing sun this afternoon? Bourbon, but not just any bourbon.
That's right, Sable Bourbon, made by the cast of the hit movie The Best Man. Taye Diggs, Harold Perrineau, Malcolm Lee, the creator, and Morris Chestnut were all on hand at Total Wine and More in Laurel today to meet fans and introduce their new signature bourbon.
I'm a huge fan of all those gentlemen in there, so I just wanted to support them, support their Black-owned business, and just show my support for the community.
What brought you out here today?
The men! St. Nick's, Morris Chestnut, the guys. And then my cousin, it's her birthday, so she wanted to see the guys. So we were excited to get in here and, you know, be in a company of, you know, nice looking men.
Their new bourbon celebrates their friendship, shared heritage, and the spirit of camaraderie. Still to come on CTV News, a new study is looking at urban car crashes nationally.
After the break, find out where Maryland ranks on the list. Back in a moment.
We hear the stories of people forced to abandon their home. The stories of people whose dreams have been swept away, or their lives left hanging by a thread. Or whose worlds have been blasted apart. Although the stories repeat themselves, each person's experience is unique as they are. And whether it's care or community that people need, we're here to help them live a new chapter, to embrace what makes them unique, be a lifeline to the most vulnerable.
Out! Out! Everybody out! Come on!
Good job. Under 2 minutes.
Keep your loved ones safe from home fires. Practice a 2-minute drill until it's part of your routine. And test your smoke alarms monthly.
In America, millions of families are facing hunger. After rent and power, I can get groceries. It's sad to say food comes last. Anna from Texas. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
If you thought driving in Maryland was bad now, you'll really think so after hearing about this new study. Maryland was ranked the second highest state in the nation for fatal urban car crashes. The Lending Tree study showed that 93% of crashes in Maryland are in urban areas, compared to the 5.5% in rural areas. Between 2019 and 2023, crashes in urban areas increased by nearly 42%. The study reveals contributing factors include alcohol, speeding, and distracted driving.
And pretty soon, you may be able to pay for the Metro using your credit or debit card. Metro officials say they are currently testing the new system at 11 stations. It will allow riders to pay for Metro by tapping their credit or debit cards or using their phones with their virtual cards. The system would eliminate the need for real or virtual smart trip cards. Metro is expecting to launch the new system by the end of May.
Before the heat and storms hit this summer, Pepco says it's ready. The utility just announced record-breaking reliability and gave a behind-the-scenes look at how it's bracing for the season ahead. During a demonstration at its Benning Service Center, Pepco showed off new tech and grid upgrades that helped cut outages by 57% over the past decade. Crews are inspecting lines, and trimming trees and building storm-resistant underground systems, all aimed at keeping your lights on during summer storms and heat waves.
At Pepco, we're ready to serve our customers every day, but there's certain things we do every year in advance of summer to be ready for extreme storms, high heat, and high demand on our system. Some of those things that we do in advance of the summer are things like trimming trees, inspecting our infrastructure, making upgrades to our infrastructure, and we've even done things like install equipment on our system that can detect where damage is located, isolate that section of system, and restore customers faster.
A lot of times all of our infrastructure in the underground system
system is away from damage associated with high winds, tree damage, and other summer storms that are typically affecting the overhead system.
Pepco is also offering budget billing, energy checkups, and tips to help customers save on summer bills. You can find those resources and storm prep tips at pepco.com.
A new partnership is taking shape in Prince George's County. The towns of Capitol Heights, Fairmont Heights, and the city of Seat Pleasant are coming together to launch the 20743 Coalition, a first-of-its-kind collaboration focused on shared growth, cultural pride, and community-driven development along the Central Avenue Blue Line corridor. The coalition's big launch includes a ceremonial signing, remarks from local leaders, and a community celebration.
What we've recognized is that there are a lot of shared opportunities and a lot of shared challenges that both municipalities, or that all three municipalities experience, and they felt that working together to try to meet some of these needs if they're community members or take advantage of some of these opportunities will allow them to better have a greater impact on not just their respective municipalities, but the broader Central Avenue Blue Line corridor.
The event is going to be held this Saturday, May 17th at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in Fairmont Heights. All right, Simon Buggs is back with our Friday sports page.
That's right, and I hear we have some updates from the world of hockey. What's going on, Simon?
Don't go anywhere, sports fans, because coming right up, a recap of the Washington Capitals Game 5 matchup against the Carolina Hurricanes. That story and more after the break. Stay tuned.
The power of the knock is food. Your stew's delicious. I'm 88 years old, and I was with the Ice Capades when I was young. Now, being as old as I am, I lose balance. I don't like ending up this way, but what am I going to do? I got Meals on Wheels for the 5 years that I've been here. It's nice to know they come, and if you feel like talking, you can talk to them. I could talk for forever. They're totally a blessing.
We have time, right?
Okay, it's that time, y'all. Your Friday sports page is here. We begin with some news from the ice as the Washington Capitals were in action last night and look to keep their season alive as they face elimination in their series versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Unfortunately, the Caps will have to try again next season to hang another Stanley Cup banner as Carolina closed out Washington, beating them 3-1. The Hurricanes took down Washington in 5 games, and after last night's matchup, head coach Spencer Carberry gave credit to Carolina for how well they played.
The main takeaways are this: is Carolina is one heck of an opponent, and so all the things that we're going to talk about of shortcomings that we had, so whether that be special teams, 5-on-5, scoring, depth scoring, we can break it all down. The first part you have to look at is not the lack of that from the Washington Capitals, is how the Carolina Hurricanes did that to the Washington Capitals. That's where my head goes.
Man, it would have been nice to see the Caps hoist the Stanley Cup again. Better luck next season, Washington. Meantime, Washington Commanders rookie Jalen Lane is looking to make an impact in his first season with the Burgundy and Gold. The Commanders took the speedster in the 4th round of the draft out of Virginia Tech, and the 23-year-old is looking to help out in any way he can.
I'm here to just dominate my role. Whatever they ask me to do, I want to do it to the best of my ability, and that's what I plan on doing. We talked about special teams. That's going to be a part of my game. Being a rookie coming in, I got to play special teams regardless. So, I'm excited for that.
Lane and the rest of the team will suit up next for OTAs beginning on May 28th. And listen up, WNBA fans, because the season begins tonight. The Minnesota Lynx and Dallas Wings will take the court at 7:30, as well as the Washington Mystics, who will be hosting the Atlanta Dream at 7:32. And finally, the Los Angeles Sparks and Golden State Valkyries will close out the night with their matchup at 10 o'clock. Man, I'm glad women's basketball is back. And wrapping up sports, part 2 of the Battle of the Beltway will take place as the Baltimore Orioles and Washington Nationals will face off. The Nats won the first series 2-1 last month. First pitch is at 7:05. And that wraps up your Friday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports. Have a great weekend, y'all.
And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again on Monday. Good night.